Welcome to the Scholar Strategy Review. It is Saturday, November 26th. Let's just dive right in. I added EURUSD, and I'll go over that in a second. I was mentioning in the Forex video. Didn't take any trades on it, but I just want to show you what better positioning looks like for taking these trades, okay? I'll jump back in on the 1 hour. So, AUD/USD, interesting week. It kind of went down, bounced back up, but it didn't break its previous high, as you can see right here. So riskier trades, right? Because it is counter trend. Long-term trend is going up, right? You can see the white, brown, and black EMAs all headed upwards, while the short-term ones are dropping. But if it drops long enough, like I showed last week, these are pretty decent entries to take. If you notice in the smaller EMAs, they do change direction. The only trouble is when they do deeper recoveries. Okay, so far this week, there was 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 break even. The loss would have been just because if it keeps going down, you can see the white EMA started to bend down as well, so that looked really good for an entry here. But unfortunately, that's where it kind of bounced off with and started climbing. So that's okay, that's considered a loss. So overall, 4 trades taken in this currency pair, and 1 loss, 2 wins, 1 break even. So that's 5-1 on AUD/USD for the week. So you can see this was a miss. This would have been a buy, but that time would have ran out right here. This would have been a buy, but at the same time it triggered here, kind of went up and down a little bit. It went 13.5 pips in profit. For me, I mean, if it's a pip away or a pip and a half away, I set it at break even. So that would have been a break even as well. And then it started to drop, right? So it seems that this volume area was a bit in play. Again, we'll do some Forex analysis here. As you can see, the point of control is right there. I'll draw a red line right here, and that's where it's sitting at right now. So if it starts to drop, that's a very good sign. I do believe that will happen. USD is overall the stronger currency pair in the long term. If you see on the daily time frame, right, it's been dropping for a very long time. Even the trade way back in April. This this very nice trade I had on my April 6th video. I can't remember exactly when it was. But the trade idea was there, kept going down. I think I had it set originally to here somewhere, but it just keeps going. Like, look at this thing. All the way. Like, if this would have been kept for 6 months, it's a 55-1 risk to reward. Like, that's just nutty. I don't think anybody really keeps trades that long, but still fun to see. Right? Anyway. So long term, we can see Fibonacci retracement from here going down. It's sitting at that 618 zone. Perfect timing for it to drop lower. Okay, just based on that too, I don't want to be taking any buys at this point in time. Even though that on the 1 hour it is trending upwards, I don't, counterintuitive to what is on the longer time frames. I don't really want to do that. I will jump into more advanced trading strategies on the next trading playlist that I do, more advanced techniques and indicators and something to really zone in on when it comes to picking out certain patterns. But for the time being, I just want to keep it simple for these videos, for the more beginner and intermediates that potentially watch. Okay, so, and especially on the Scholar Strategy, I want to keep it very simple too, right? Just based on what's happening here. But any extra information is always going to be helpful in the long term, right, guys? Growing as a trader is going to be very important rather than just copy and pasting your entire life. So anyway, 2 wins, 1 loss, and then 2 break evens, right? Like the other one was up here. So that's really it, still up 5-1. USD CAD. So you see, this, I don't like trading in something like this because long term it is still pointing down, and then you get the short term, but the short term is incredibly choppy, right? Like I said, when it's in a very short distance of itself, grab the box, right? You can see all the EMAs kind of fit within that box except for the long-term ones right there. Not interested in trading this. Extremely volatile. You might get a win or two, but you're going to get more losses than not, right? So even here, as you can see, the trading week would have started around here. This would have been a good opportunity for a buy. However, the first trade would have been maybe just like it's still, you know, we would have made TP, and then that one would have been a non-entry. This one would have been a non-entry, and at that point in time, you could see the EMA shift, so that would have been a sell. That's a win. Now the chop happens here, right? Like when you take that sell, that would be either a break even or stop loss. So let's see. That's a break even. This one right here, definitely a stop loss. That's a non-trade. That would have been a sell, but that's a non-trade. This would have been a break even. Yeah, so I mean 2 wins. It's still kind of like AUD USD actually. 2 wins, 2 break evens, and a loss. You know, still in this pair, it was a 5-1. But as you can see, it's much harder to decide which trades to take because EMAs are kind of all over the place, right? I want to make sure I jump in on trades that are, you know, this is a little bit cleaner when lines are spread, but even right here, the kind of chop I don't like to be in. Okay, I didn't trade CAD JPY either or Euro JPY because I mean, look at Euro JPY. This is disgusting. This is not fun for anybody to be in. So for 2 weeks, this has been a dud. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna remove it off the list. I'm not gonna watch it anymore. You know, just because it's been happening too often. Don't really like sitting in this kind of crap for too long. And judging from, you know, the Forex videos, if we can clearly pick out patterns that happen, it's going to be much easier to jump in on Scholar Strategy and determine which pair is moving in a more streamlined fashion. But Euro USD, let me show you this, okay? So when it comes to consolidation, this is something that you may be uncomfortable trading in, but once the EMA start to split apart, you see this is all climbing, all climbing. Look, this is a great trade to take. That's a non-trade. Unfortunately, that's a loss. That's a non-trade, right? But you see when it starts pulling back, it becomes very choppy until it finally breaks out again, okay? This kind of movement is where you'd want to be taking your trades at. Now, it may not seem like that hit at all, but now watch. If I switch over to 30-minute, and by all means, you can definitely do that. Okay, let me show you what I see here. All right, so here, if the buy is taken, right, unfortunately, that's a loss, right? So while it's pulling back like that, taking a buy stop, better idea. Here it comes extremely close. You know, if you're risky and you want to take an extra 2 pips away from its target, by all means, that's up to you. I personally would not, so that would have been a non-mover for me. This one would have been break even. This trade, see the lines kind of appeared right on top of each other. This one would have been winner. This one, 14.5. Look at that, very close. But yeah, that kind of sucks a little bit, but this would have been a winner overall. That would have been a loser. This would have been a winner, right? Even going sideways like this, not something I'd want to be in, right? But even still, even if you take a couple losses, the wins would overall be greater for here. So anyway, Scholar Strategy for the week. You can see even here on Euro USD when they lined up, that's a win, that's a win, that's a miss. That's so close, I want to call that a win. You know, that's a miss, that's a loss, that is probably a break even, and that's a win. So there's 4 wins and 2 losses on Euro USD, which would bring your total up 10-1 for the week here. Right, plus 5 on AUD, plus 5 on USD CAD, that's 20-1. 20-1. I mean, decent amount of trades. It's still choppier than what I'd like to see, but just off 3 currency pairs, 20-1. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next week.